Welcome back, everybody. It is time to do some crime, hopefully successfully, despite the fact that John took away all our fun shit before we started. You're an asshole, John Harper.
This makes it more interesting when we get it back.
Everybody's girlfriends are gone. It's fine.
Nope.
It's fine. It's great. It's a good opportunity for me to go all Lord Byron, so...
I mean, I asked all the factions that you've murdered and fucked over
Shut up.
and ruined the lives of if they wanted to retaliate in some way, and they all said yes.
No,
I don't know.
they are...
Yeah. What do we ever do to the
Misinformed.
grinders? What do we do to Noah?
Yeah.
What did we ever do to them except kind of murder them later?
Except for murder them all and take their stuff. Exactly, John.
Like we do with everyone we meet. Wait, is that why people don't like us?
Awesome. So we're gonna go find those eels, and we're gonna go put the hurt on them. So I want to gather information, figure out where they are, and I think we had an idea of how to do that, which is following the chemtrails. And
Yeah, you know that they escaped through the...
I'm glad I'm not the only person that when John was describing that, I was like, chemtrails. The Imperial Palace was an inside job.
The eels are like horrible truthers. That's like, yeah, it's one of their traits.
Good, fantastic.
Make Duskwall great again.
We're gonna build a
that's
dust wall.
That's totally what I'm doing with the Pat Echoes in my game. They've all gotten crazy. Hate everybody but Akarosi and no one kick everyone else out.
God.
So good.
Build a wall. Oh, we already have that.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna build a dusk wall, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
next thing.
Another electric wall.
Make
Two
the
walls.
ghosts pay for it.
Tax them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know their exit point through the underground canals. You could hunt them from that point out, or like you said, the blood itself. Wherever it ended up, maybe it has an aura that you can discover, or you could do it like the normal human way too, where you could hit the streets, ask around, that kind of thing. So tell me how you want to approach it. Or you could do all those.
I think asking around removes the chance that the spirit wardens, like the moment you open yourself up to the ghost field, the spirit wardens were on you. So
and you guys know too that the spirit wardens they're not street cops in any way. Like they don't know your names. They don't know the gangs like that. The blue coats are in the streets and know everybody and are friends with gang members and stuff. The spirit wardens are like purely these outsiders. They're supposed to be incorruptible.
Well, and like
stuff.
their job, the spirit wardens, their job isn't to like stop drug deals or murders or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just dealing with ghosts.
So if you guys are like asking around and stuff, they won't probably even know you're doing that. It's not part of their thing.
Yeah.
But also, Oscar has a very feasible magical way of tracking them too. So it's up to you guys if you want to do both or one or whatever.
Yeah.
RC's gonna pause it, and Oscar can counter. RC's gonna pause it. Look, everybody, like I said, everybody's gonna flock to the product as soon as it crops up, and they're fools if they don't use it. So we have regulars, we have people. Let's start finding out where our regulars are getting their fix, and that's gonna lead us back to wherever they're selling it, and that's gonna lead us.
Yeah, so mechanically what we're going to do here is you're going to track them down some way. It sounds like you're going to consort first.
That's my thought, is use a consort to gather information
and or do another thing. And basically, you guys are assaulting them, right? That's the plan. Go take them out, get our stuff back.
Yeah.
So the question you have to answer for the assault plan is your point of attack, and you don't have an answer to that question yet. You don't know where to attack them.
Right, but that's what I think we could find out.
You're discovering that with these next moves you're making.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So you start with one and finish there, or then do the next one or whatever. So let's start with the consort, let's say, and see where you get.
Is Oster gonna cut RC off and say, "But I have a better plan"? Do you want to? No.
This is actually unusual. Oscar's been weird and quiet for the past few weeks.
Right.
Usually he's just like, a chance to be creepy. I made this mask of a dead dog skull and I pasted on shit. Check out what I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he just
if we played this game more often, we'd have time for the interstitial scenes where our characters are like, "What's up with you, man?" But it's
right.
those never happen, right?
No.
They happen in flashbacks or montages, but we never play them out because too busy doing shit.
Yeah.
Cool. I am happy to leave the group action. It's my thought, but I don't see any reason for at least Cantor not to be asking around too.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already
Do
considering.
you guys have a like a particular starting point that you want to hit?
Well, I
I
think
mean,
we talked about before. We talked before about like looking for the drugs, right? Like,
So you're gonna like follow your customers a bit, or talk to them. Even?
yeah, I'll just ask around with our customers and be like, "Hey, you hear about our shit in any other neighborhoods?" Like,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
you
Cool.
know.
And all our thugs are now rooks. They're all socialites. Like,
Oh, that's right.
So we can use the fine thugs to filter this out. I mean, they can go do this reconnaissance. I think by our people.
That raises your effect because it gives you a bigger scale, right? All of your guys can fan out and do this.
Yeah.
So that it raises your effect of your role. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna let's consort, and I would totally be willing to take the devil's bargain that word gets around that we don't have our product.
That was going to be what I was going to say.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Because like obviously we're asking where our product is. The editors, the bell hooks, or somebody are gonna find out. Like,
or even just like that there's something up. Like, I don't think we're necessarily asking like, where's our stuff? But the fact that we're asking like, hey, you getting our stuff in any weird neighborhoods might be like, what's up with that?
And the very first one you talk to is like, what do you mean you don't have any? You got some on you? You got some on you right now? I got money. I'll do whatever you want. You know, you have to be like, actually not right now, but
not really what we had in mind.
Yeah, and after you do that a few times, like people start to, the fourth person you talk to is like, so I heard you don't have any product. You know?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a good devil's bargain. I like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
I'm going to start a clock, just for Blades GMs at home. I'm starting a 4 o'clock, which says lose your customer base.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm going to take one for that devil's bargain. So if this goes down well, you get your ship back from the eels and you get back up. Great. If not, I'm going to keep ticking that clock until, you know, it could happen that you're like, we got our stuff back, and like everyone's gone. They're like gone, found new suppliers, and you got to drum up business again. Whatever.
Yep. Yeah. Well, if it happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm rolling consort. Adam, you're gonna roll as well. And no matter which one of us rolls, because we're using our gang, we're gonna have effect. We're gonna have potency.
Yeah, I've only got 1 die for consort, but it's better than 0. So, for the devil's bargain, does it? Who gets that die? Or do we?
Whoever.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what do you have? What do you have in consort?
I have one as well.
Oh, okay.
I just hit roll 2d6 and I have not released the mouse, so I think
All right,
like
you just go ahead. You do it.
Sorry.
Good.
Aha.
Thank you, Sean, for that, for putting all the pressure on me.
Just another.
Really, just looking forward to having it get a 6 on this 1 die.
Killing it.
All right.
Killing it.
It's gonna be great.
What's the position, or does it not count for this one?
For this one, no. This is just gather information. It's just let's see how much you find out right now. Yeah.
Actually, John, can I take a different approach and also join this group action?
Totally. Yeah.
So I have an ability called Occultist, which allows me to consort with demons, devils, ghosts, and the like.
That's
And-
right. You sure do.
What I'm thinking about doing is the Spirit Wardens have locked down this area, which means that a lot of the supernatural shit has probably had to lay low and is kind of like grumpy and grouchy. And I'll see if I can make some headway by asking them if there has been passage and other stuff like that. They are more likely to be able to see it and sense it passing than, I don't know, just like a random person on the street.
You're asking the spirit wardens?
No. What I'm saying is, in any given quarter, there's probably some ghosts or possessed people or whatever that exist in the shadows and in the corners and things like that.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I heard spirits. Yes, I'm with you now. Gotcha. Yes, that is a thing you can do. You can consort with the non-living denizens of the district while they talk to the living ones. Yeah, totally.
Okay. So my consort is 1.
Nice. Just pull it through, because right now we're at a 2.
Yeah, we're doing real bad.
Thanks, guys.
I know, right? Like, we're all just the worst.
I didn't even check Andrew's roll. I assumed it was going to be a 6.
Yeah.
Usually is.
Not on one die.
I have like 5 stress on me, so I can't push.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Oh!
Jesus, God.
Wow. RC just took 2 stress. That fucking
Fantastic.
never.
We are the worst.
No, this is where it gets interesting.
So you get incomplete, slightly misleading information.
Right. I would posit, though, that if I'm understanding this correctly, on a fortune roll, 1 to 3 is poor, 4 to 5 is standard, and 6 is great. Well, and we have additional potency on this, so I believe our effect level is up. Yes.
Yes, that's you're right. Actually,
so we went from poor to
standard.
Standard.
Yeah, that's you're totally right.
Because when we have this many years on the street, we're going to learn something.
Yep.
So fucking go gang. Go Brooks.
Your gang saves you from going, there's 3 different places they could be.
They're around, you know.
Well, if we're leading a group action, and since our gang are blood brothers, and they all have extra dice when we lead a group action, should we roll for the gang as well?
Does that work out of combat, too?
Well, leader says when you command a gang in combat, they continue to fight. When they be down, they gain potency 1 armor. But Blood Brothers, hold on. Blood Brothers is on.
Yeah. How does that read? I forget.
Let me look at it.
That might count here. Yeah.
All right. I wrote down when you fight alongside your cohorts in combat. Now it's just fighting. Okay. Never mind.
Okay, but that's still standard effect. So yeah, the gang, and like fictionally, this works very nicely too, because last night you bought yourself a bit of a reprieve. The grinders are all up in your business today, so the gang doesn't have to like hang out on your turf and like protect the corners and stuff. They can actually like filter out and talk to people. And there's a quick montage. We see Witch Boy like in an alleyway, like whispering at nothing, and then kind of cocking his head and listening to nothing. And maybe there's a glimpse of some shape scurrying along a rooftop and like whipping its little familiar head around and like looking around and spotting stuff. And the gang like at this like horrible flop house or workhouse where a lot of your junkies live, where they like they work at they like make bricks in Coleridge, and Cyclops and Cricket go down there, and they like push these like stinking curtains aside, and these wretches that you guys prey on are sleeping in their horrible bunks, and they're like waking them up, you know, and like.
And such judgmental language, John. Wretches that we prey on. Come on, man. These people they have a need. They're consumers like everybody else. It's their right. It's their right to consume whatever they want.
Tomato. And, you know, they're like waking them up, like, where are you getting your stuff? I know you're getting it somewhere. Tell me what's up. So all these quick flashes. And you get a picture. And there's a lot of conflicting information, but because of your scale bump, like you sift through all that, like, it's just a bunch of nonsense. Like, that's not what's going on here. The important piece of information, a couple of the users are good. Like in this big canvas, you like find some people who've gotten their fix for the day, but it's only 2. And maybe like bring them back to the tattoo parlor and like get them, you know, to talk straight it takes an hour or 2 for them to get their stories together. And like it was beautiful. There was light coming out of their eyes. You know, they're like, okay, come on, tell me what's going on. But the story you piece together is that somebody was like doing some sort of sample or test or something like that. They just gave it to them. That's the end of their story.
What do they call them? Testers?
Yeah, I didn't even give them any money, man. It was like they were just angels. They were like angels, you know. and you narrow down to where that's going on, and it's
Is it inside the quarantine zone or outside?
It's in Crowsfoot, and it's outside the serious quarantine zone, the like lockdown street things that's red on the map there. Crowsfoot in general is still like fairly high alert level, and the docks as well, but they just don't have the resources to like put that shit everywhere. They've put it around the area of the incident as they understand it. So yeah, Crowsfoot in general still kind of dangerous place to operate, but let me mark it on the map.
We need to do a score at some point to get the Spirit Wardens off our asses. This is a future problem, but
We need to come up with a plan on how to do that because I'm not sure that we can eliminate Spirit Wardens as a group. That's just not going to happen.
No. I don't want to destroy the faction. I think the faction creates pressure on the city that we need to exist. We need our product to be illegal in order for it to sell, right? Like,
right. We're not here. We're not here like legalize it.
Right. I don't want to be Colorado up in here, but
Hey.
We're the Colorado of Leviathan blood.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
We're playing the wall here, bingo wise. We're just trying to wipe out all the other factions, so there are none left but us.
But the Spirit Wardens are definitely not the faction we go to next.
So I think there's this moment where we're like getting ready to roll, and we're like, okay, so we know that it's over here. We know that they put out testers and everything. And Oscar is standing there, and he just turns around and looks at Cantor, and he goes, "Can I have a gun?"
Why?
I might need one.
Because he doesn't want to do crazy witchy stuff with all these Spirit Wardens up our asses.
See, I mean, I don't want to give a gun to somebody who's gonna like misfire it and shoot me in the ass. You know, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just kind of you got your thing, and I got. Let's imagine a situation where I came to you and I said, "Hey, can I have, I don't know, whatever creepy shit you got." How would you feel comfortable with that? Give me one of your grimoires or whatever.
I did make
It's a fancy word. It means book.
In case
I
you
learned
ever
yesterday.
wanted one.
I made a mask for you.
I think Cantor feels like a thump in his, or not Cantor, sorry, Cantor. Oscar feels like a thump in his chest, and like RC has, I'm marking a pistol on my equipment. RC has like all like wrapped up and like it's like the leather holster and it's like all wrapped and it hasn't come out of it in fucking who knows how long. Like you're gonna have to like check it and clean it and whatnot and just like it's like all the ammo that's hardly, she doesn't even take it out anymore, like all sort of bundled together in like this parcel, and she like thumps it into your chest. It's like, I never use mine.
Okay. He takes it.
I'm gonna look at you, RC, and be like, "Fucking, he's standing behind you." Then I look at the gun. I look at you. I'm like, I don't think I've ever been this scared of a gun before in my life. I'm gonna keep that shit away from me. Fuck. Get my ass nailed down.
Cool. All right. So, John, do we have sufficient information for an assault plan now?
So yes, I will tell you details about that. Hang on, I wanted to check the map real quick.
Get out of here.
Shit. That's hilarious. This is a complete coincidence, and I don't want this to be the thing in our game, but because it's going to be too confusing and weird. It's just a total coincidence, but on the map, I marked the X there where it is. You can see that, the blue X.
Yeah.
Kitty corner down southeast is like a big structure.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that place? I think I've named it on the map in the book. It's the Strangford Workhouse.
Yes.
The Strangford family owns a workhouse in Crowsfoot, and that's where a lot of the users work.
Nice.
And I didn't remember it was Strangford, but it totally is. But that's just
it's Dremmer all over again, man.
Yeah, that would just be an insane like, oh my god, they're working with Strangford. Like that's not what's going on at all. So It's a workhouse, but it's not related. It's just a coincidence that that's there. But I thought that was funny. So they've narrowed it down to this building. It's 2 townhouses kind of jammed together. Actually, the Dimmer sisters are like right around there. They're like just across the street and down a little bit. That's where their house is, which is just a coincidence also. But these tall, like 4-story, 5-story, narrow buildings, boarded up, abandoned. There's a lot of buildings on Crowsfoot that like look abandoned on the outside and are like still used on the inside as cover for whatever. And you guys know the area okay. You haven't been operating in Crowsfoot a whole lot, but since you've got the dueling school there and dealing with the Lampblacks, you kind of like know the place when they mention it. And you know for sure that there's underground canal access there. There's above ground canal access too.
We have a boat.
Yeah, that's right.
It's part of our lair. And we're also buddy with the Dimmer sisters if we wanted to.
Yeah. And you're able to get info from the junkies. They're like, yeah, no, we just went in the front door, and you like talk to them for a while, and they describe the place like, oh yeah, there's a parlor, and then we had to go downstairs, and it was all cold and wet down there, and I didn't like that. They like describe the place to you enough for you to get a feel for like, okay, there's a underground canal dock, there's a front door entrance, that there was like security of some kind. There was a dude there, big scary guy there. And then stuff going on upstairs. There was like stuff moving around. There was banging and heavy shit being moved and stuff. And there's roof access. You guys know, you get that from them. It's all the buildings are all jammed together there, so you could get on the roof. So front door, roof, canal. Those are kind of
canal.
Obvious interests.
Because the canal is sort of hidden somewhat. I'm also okay with roof.
Yeah.
I think I only actually have prowl.
We've gotten prowl. Not unprowlable.
Yeah, I mean, Dimmers, you could. You know that they have a canal dock as well underground. Like you could use that.
If we wanted to like hit the force and use the gang to go in there and just fucking plow, just finish these sons of bitches off. We could. It seems like over the canal would be the easiest way to get a lot of people in covertly. You know.
Yeah. Now, just to be clear, like the like using your whole gang because they're not shadows.
Right.
That's not gonna be like the best sneaky way to do it, but it'll be the strongest assault force you have.
Yeah.
So
I think they're small enough. Well, we don't know if they're small enough. Last time we dealt with them, they were small enough. I think we could take them out by ourselves.
What's their rank, John?
I believe they're 1. Let me double check that.
They've gone up in the world.
They might. It's whatever you guys heard last.
We heard 0, but I think it changed in the playsets, so it might be an interesting thing for us to encounter.
Yeah, I think everything is 1 or higher in what's on the sheet.
Yeah, 1.
Cool.
It would be 1 now. Yeah, I changed it so all the starting gangs are.
So how about we just take we do the same thing that we did last time, which is we roll with a few of our key players and just roll in with a small strike force and go in hot.
Cool.
Yeah, and it could be a stage thing too. Like you could have everybody hanging back, and then they could like show up afterwards or something to be your backup or something. That's
yeah. I would kind of like to make sure that we don't have anybody escaping though. So I'd say I'd rather like to have our guys hang out in the Dimmer sisters' house watching the place, or
yeah, they can totally see it from there. It's like just almost across the street.
And then they don't have to. Then we don't have to rely on them being sneaky. But if they see anybody bolting out, they can jump them.
Totally. Yeah.
And maybe we leave Cricket out there so she could attune and see if there's any
no
ghosty actions trying to slip out. No. No, you don't want to. You don't want to make sure that they're not trying to, like, I don't know, since they're dead, slip away in, like, dead form. You don't want to check on that? RC, am asking you if you want to do ghost things, and you're saying no? No?
I show you the gun. We'll be fine.
Oscar holds up a gun and says, "We'll be fine."
I'm sure that it'll still be in the sheath, like the old things hanging down.
The bullet falls out.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
all the
I
powder.
I don't want to just pick Oscar as like incapable of doing it.
No. He's totally, he can do it. Yeah.
I like the idea that it's like we're not cool. Awesome. We go into the canals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. We're gonna kill our way up.
So, Strike Force at the Dimmer Sisters, who are apparently +3 faction. You guys get along great. They love you. You have some history with it we haven't explored with them, but they're just briefly. Their deal is they have a crazy occult reputation. They never leave their house, so people say. If you go in there, you never come out again. And people have all kind of crazy stories about them.
They make nice tea.
They do, yeah. They're
That's Oscar's take on the Dimmer Sisters.
no one knows how many there are. They're all related in some way. They all kind of look alike. They're nice old ladies. The youngest one is probably in her 50s or 60s. And they have seances and they, do all kinds of stuff that's technically illegal, but no one really bothers them because they're not bad people. But everyone kind of knows that no one has ever fucked with them, right? Like, why do they get a pass? Why hasn't some gang shown up and like tried to extort them or something? Like maybe they did and no one ever heard from them again. Like, so there's this weird reputation. But when you arrive at their underground canal, one of them is there. There's a bunch. You don't know all their names, but she greets everyone very warmly and it says, "Oh, just feel free, use the dock as long as you want. If some of your boys want to come upstairs, just don't tromp any mud. I won't stand for that." And Cyclops is like banging his boot against the wall, like, "Yes, ma'am." And so yeah, they let them hang out in the parlor and like peek out of the curtains and watch the other house. And then you guys arrive separately on the docks below the Eels building, right? And
they have standing orders, and they're capable. We've kind of done these sorts of like casing and joint training practices with them. Like if anybody comes running out, they're going to intercept. That's the what we want to see.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, so engagement roll. Someone will roll it. You roll a number of dice equal to the vulnerability of this target to your assault force, and the point of attack here through the underground canal.
Yeah.
So, you have 3 dice to roll, and the reason is just again for Blades GMs at home. Most of the reason why they were secure here was because people didn't know where they were, what they were doing. It was more of they were unknown. So they know that people can show up on their underground canal and run into their building, so they probably have something to stop that. So it's not 6 dice of they're just totally vulnerable. Oh my God, why? Why didn't we watch that door? It's not that. They're not that weak. But they also like don't have it all rigged up defensively and stuff because they don't think anyone knows where they are yet or that they're operating or anything. So
they're making the same mistake early on.
Basically, yeah, like they got into your place because you guys didn't. You had good security in general, but you weren't like someone's gonna come and steal our Leviathan blood. Let's fucking lock this shit down, So it's a similar situation. So whoever wants to roll the 3 dice.
And is that factoring in the higher tier as well, or is?
Yes. Right? Yeah.
So we were at 2 dice.
Adam rolls.
I mean, not based on my record today, but yeah, sure. I'll roll 3.
Technically, it's 2 dice plus 1 because of your tier.
Cool. Right. Cool. Mixed outcome.
Yep.
Okay. So, what do I want it to be? I think I'm going to go with... Oh, man, it's hard to choose here.
So many good choices.
Yeah. So again, hello, Lights GMs watching at home. Two of the suggested outcomes here are rotten luck, which just means like the crew has a good plan, they do the right thing, but it's a timing issue or there's an unknown factor. It's the classic heist movie thing where like they plan everything perfectly, they show up and it's like
The wrong guard is on duty today, or
exactly like, oh yeah, I brought it's bring your daughter to work day, and like there's all these kids there and you're like, oh shit, we're gonna gas the place, it's that kind of thing. Which you got to use sparingly. You don't want to turn into this like comedy of errors all the time. And then one of the other suggested ones is that it's tougher than it seemed. Like the target has a resistance that you didn't expect. They're just the eels. They're a level 1 gang. They're nothing. We'll just roll over them. Whatever.
We rolled over them when we had nothing.
I'm choosing that one because as a GM, like I know something about what the eels are really doing, and I want to tell the players at my first opportunity. And so this is my first opportunity, like because they rolled a 4 to 5 here, and I can choose tougher than they seemed, and then I can immediately tell them this secret about the eels instead of it being this thing that I hang on to, or like, oh, they can't find out what they're really up to, or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Right now on this 4 to 5, you get resistance when they try to assault, but they also learn this new fact that would have been a secret otherwise that they now have access to. So it's kind of this weird thing where the assault is slightly harder than it would have been, but they get something good out of it. They learn something.
We also, before you tell us what that is, John, we should pick our load.
All right, you pick your load. You're right.
Max?
And I think our load should be heavy.
Heavy, yeah. You're coming on a boat, right? You're just like,
yeah.
We got all our shit.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I agree. No one's going to see you, so it's just like, you show up. There's probably like, rifles like loaded and leaned against the sides, and it's like you and Cyclops and a couple like 4 or 5 or so. Is that roughly right? Yeah. So they're like wearing their armor. They have like big heavy leather jacks with metal plates on the shoulders, and Cyclops has like a helmet. It's like Unity War soldier helmet. It's like metal cap he's wearing.
Took that off that guy.
Yeah.
RC has like lined her heavy coat with the plates that she cuts open the stitching and like slides in the plates and stitches it back up again. So it's
nice.
way heavier, but
yeah, that's cool. I think we actually saw Cantor's armor in the Red Sash attack. He actually used it, and once there was like a blow that came in and like pinged off his breastplate under his coat.
Yep.
So the one super visible change on Oscar is that he definitely shows up, and you haven't seen him carry this around before, but when he comes with a lightning hook.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
What's your is it like, did you make your own or something, or is it like a Skurlock family?
No. I definitely think that this is one of those like wizards make their wands. This is definitely a lightning hook, and there's definitely been touches since he started putting together his costume. So there's like little things on it that are like
feathers on it or something,
and like some like red wrappings around the hilt and stuff to match all of the tattered like robes and everything with the red hand.
Nice. Yeah, this is the first time you've seen Oscar, I think, with his like Whispers weapon. This like pole arm with this crackling lightning thing at the front.
Yeah, I'm supposed to have a like a hunting like pet too, but I'm gonna hold.
We haven't seen it yet.
I know. I'm gonna keep waiting. I'm gonna keep waiting to spring it. It's gonna be sweet.
You can spring it whenever you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, this isn't the stealth insertion. This isn't SEAL team like silently drifting towards the dock and then padding up to the door. Right. It's like the boat. The steam engine is still like clanking as you come around the corner, and Cyclops cuts the engine, and then everyone stands at the front, and the boat just goes and like hits the dock, and everyone jumps off.
Okay.
It's like steel-toed boot like hits the door full force and bangs it off its hinges.
This is our old boy sequence, the like long single shot, kind of like moving from skirmish to skirmish.
Yeah. Hard boiled in the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just hit it, just bang, and you go in. The basement. So there's the canal dock. There's the like stone tunnel of the underground canal, with like electric lights down there. So you can see what you're doing. You kick the door open. That leads into a basement that is like vaulted ceilings and wooden racks where big casks of ale or something maybe used to be. There's like still one in the corner somewhere, spider webs and dust. The middle of the room has been cleared out. Like pieces have been like stacked up against the walls and pushed away. The middle area is, it looks kind of like short bunk beds that are like not too far off the floor, like two sort of pallets, human coffin-sized planks of wood stacked like this. There's like 8 of them, and laying on the pallets are bodies, wearing the eel's kind of like tight-fitting leather bodysuits. They're all like cinched up real tight. And you see, but they're not wearing like the ponchos and the masks and the capes and everything. They're just wearing these bodysuits, and you can see they're like stitching up the sides, and the leather piece that comes up here is like stitched across their cheeks to like hold it up onto their skin. Their skin is all gray and desiccated. You've seen these before. They're sort of mummy-like. Their skin is like dry and striated and gray, or black, like ebony, like obsidian in some cases. They're hollows. You know what these are. This is a thing in Duskwall. Like people, and you saw some of them at the party in Brightstone. But those were like very nice ones that are like upkept and moisturized, and they look okay. These are like withered, mummy-looking hollows with pits for eyes and black teeth and black tongues. And the door bangs open, and they all like sit up from their benches. And to his credit, Cyclops doesn't slow down. He has this big cleaver, and he just goes, ah! Just like puts it inside of one of their heads. And like,
yeah, we train him that weird shit happens. Don't
all the way down like to the top of his teeth. He's like, ah! And like it bowls the body off the table, and the rest of them get up and fight you with this kind of like, it's not like stiff Frankenstein, but they just kind of lunge forward like and start grabbing onto the gang and trying to get you. So that's the first thing that happens when you arrive.
Awesome.
What do you do? Let them have it.
Hell's
Electroplasmic ammo, my friend. Electroplasmic ammo.
Yeah, I got that.
That's a good idea. If you have it, you should use it.
So if I can do a kind of a setup to that, I'd like to get the guys to surround them and like box them in so Cantor can just sort of plow them down. So I tell my boys, like, pin them in the center, because they're already in the center. So I'm like, get around them. Sorry?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, you want to corral them down so Electroplasm Ammo guy can start.
Can just basically, So I want to kind of have the gang and myself. Like, I mean, I'll partake in this action, but circle them, keeping our weapons at like poking them into the center so they can't really dodge or get out of the way, and then just Cantor can just freaking unload on them and sort of throw them.
Cool. Yeah, totally.
So I think that's like a setup action.
That is a setup action. Yes, absolutely.
Potency to Cantor's.
You got it. Yep.
So I'm gonna roll command to get my dudes to do it.
And I will roll the gang's dice as a group action with you.
Yep. Or should I roll skirmish? Since
it depends. If you're doing it too, then you should roll skirmish with them. If you're commanding them, standing back.
Yeah, I'm doing it with them. I'm in it with them. I'm right there. So I'm rolling skirmish.
Cool.
They have so many things.
Yes.
They gain potency and armor.
Yeah.
Because I'm commanding them in fight, and because of Blood Brothers, They get plus 1d. So they're quality 2 because they're fine.
They get 3d6.
So they're at 3d6.
Yeah.
And I'm at 3d6.
Holy shit. Okay.
So.
I got a 6.
Cool.
Oh, Sean, no.
Doesn't matter. I'm leading a group action. So
It's all good.
I take the best result, which is 6.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's all good.
Our crew pulls together. So we get a. I should have asked. What was that? Was that risky?
Yeah. It was risky. Yes. So because they're like in the melee, right? So instead of trading blows with them to corral them down, your guys in like Cyclops knocked one aside, and he was ready to just like go and like tackle the dude. But you give him the orders instead, and Cyclops like takes a step back and then sort of kicks the thing in the ribs so it slides across the dusty floor into the middle of the room. And like a couple of the other guys they have their blades out and they're getting ready to like tangle and stab and stuff, but instead I guess they just like sort of drop their blades, catch the thing's arms and shove them backwards.
Right. I think like one of us like picks up a pallet that they were sleeping on and like
nice,
like a barricade to like smash them together.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's great.
So that like we're pinning them in.
Yeah.
I don't know that it matters, but we get potency on that too. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, it totally. I think it should. Yeah, let me ask what you want your extra effect here to be, because you're going to give Cantor extra effect.
Yes.
Have them all in. Do you want to boost his effect again, so he gets +2, or do you want to do this very quickly, so this all goes down like?
Yeah, I think we do it really fast. I think
Yeah.
it's representative of like
before someone could easily respond upstairs is what I mean.
That's what it is. It's that like they're like this has happened enough times now. The RC's been like hit hard, pull back. Like we did this with the red sashes. We did this with like so many other encounters where we like feint and then make a defensive wall and so at this point we're sort of well trained in doing it, and they're very quick to adjust and pin them all in. So nice. I'm gonna take we do it quickly, and that we're giving the standard potency to Cantor.
Nice. So if this goes off well, and Cantor guns them all down, your guys will already be moving up the stairs. They like push them back.
Yeah, part of what I want to do is I want to kind of like you were talking about the pallet, like pushing them back with that. I want to kind of like shed my subterfuge coat and have my battle coat on underneath. And so like toss that aside and like run up the like ramp and like kind of run across them. Like I want them to die behind me. Yeah, I'm like shooting them underneath me as like I do a rollover and land on the other side.
Dude, 2 of our guys have a pallet they're like holding up so you can like run up on top.
Yeah. I want to be like as far forward as possible with as many of them dead behind me as I can.
Could I
if it goes perfectly, everyone keeps their momentum and you're just up the stairs.
Yeah. But at the
Nice.
risk of being like the only one on the other side of the group if I don't kill all of them, right?
I think that's great.
Does Cantor have like quick releases where he just like pulls something on his jacket and it just falls off?
Oh yeah, I got straps for fucking days, man.
Because we have the gun jingles, so just like a different set of straps.
Yeah. Those are for show. This is
you
for
can tell it's
the
the
real
battle
deal.
jacket because it has 1 extra collar. It has like 7
Armored collar.
Yeah, it's got the extra armored collar on the top.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. Roll really well because.
I'll try.
So Adam,
Yes.
I think I know the answer to this, but so everything's kind of equal-ish right now. You have bonus effect from the setup action.
Yeah.
You're going to be making a risky roll with +1 effect. If you want, you can push down to desperate for another effect boost, and that will give you enough effect to kill all of them.
Yeah, that's what I want.
It'll have to be desperate roll. So
Absolutely, I'm all over it.
all right,
Does she have an ability to give us an extra die if you're
Yeah,
desperate?
that's why. That's yes.
he sure does. I knew the answer was yes. I just wanted to make sure that
Mm-hmm. Yep.
knew what-
So this is skirmish, I guess.
Yes. I don't think you can really hunt here. You got to get in the mix with them. And,
Yep,
and
perfect.
shoot 'em.
So skirmish, desperate. So I'm at great effect.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, technically, you're
great
at
+1.
great +1,
Okay.
and that since you're equal in scale, your great effect would be like mini casualties, most of them down, and you're going to one above that, which is all of them taken out.
Yeah, nuke that shit. And I'm using my electroplasmic ammo.
Oh, right.
For the fact that I have it and don't get to use it very often. So
Well, that keeps me from saying something fun. Go ahead.
I got my zombie killing bullets.
You sure do.
Okay.
Your bullets do not punch through them, and then they get up later.
Oh my god, I'm rolling so bad today. I got a 3.
Oh no.
Man.
Yeah. On a desperate roll.
That's it. I peaked in the last episode. That's it. I'm bad at games now. I might as well quit. This is it, everybody.
Adam,
See,
we believe in you.
see, everybody. You guys, you have to like, oh, the Bloodletters. They just get everything they want, and they just steamroll everybody. Like, yeah. Well, here it goes. So
what does a 3 do me?
So you tell me, you want to resist the consequence. So you run up and you start shooting. You blast the first one with the electroplasmic ammo, and it like the bullet kind of punches through its desiccated body. There's like dust, kind of goes, and instead of it being the hydrostatic shock wound like a bullet would hurt a person, it just kind of like punches a hole, like a hole punch. It's like tunk.
Yeah,
goes through them. But the electroplasm burns, and blue fire like shoots out their eyes a little bit in their mouth. And the thing goes, and something magical is happening inside it. Like whatever's animating it is getting fucked up by the electroplasm.
Yeah.
So you're on your second step. All of the horde of hollows are like, no, and they, instead of fighting the pallets and the guys pressing against them, they just swarm Cantor, and all these arms drag him to the bottom of the pile in the mass, and they start stomping and crushing you inside this like horrible pummeling happens.
I would like to help.
Fatal harm, I'm pretty sure. I think they just crush you to death under their fists and feet.
For sure.
So you can decide. So if you want to check off your armor, you can knock that down to like level 3 harm instead of fatal.
Yeah.
You can resist that on top of that and knock it down again if you resist.
Yeah, both of those things.
Strach can do a thing too because he's your teammate. So it's all.
Yeah, I can. I think I would have to take the damage for Adam by protecting him.
You could do that. Yeah, you could resist.
Yeah. Well, Cantor is tenacious, so if he reduces it down to level 2 harm, he only treats that like level 1 harm.
That's true.
So yeah, it's still.
I'm also vengeful, so
he gets a bonus die to attack them after that.
Getting injured now is fine.
That's right. I forgot about.
This will be like they pile on me, and then I'm like, fuck this, like throw them all out.
That.
Okay, so take off your armor.
Okay.
So your heavy load. Do you have heavy armor? If you want, you can tick it twice and have heavy armor.
Or I could tick it once now and again later.
And again later, right?
Yeah. I think I'll save it.
You're gonna hang on to one. Okay.
Yeah.
There's the only downside is if you get completely stomped and you go down to level 2, you're going to be a die down later.
Yeah, but
it might be worth it putting it to level 1
but
now.
with tenacious 3 counts as 2, 2 counts as 1. So with the armor, and then I also have a chance to resist, and you have a chance to help me. Even if we get it down to 1, it's 0 basically, right?
If you get it to 1, it's 0. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
If you want, you guys are in a position to get it to 1, which is effectively 0. If you both resist, it's a high stress cost, but you could potentially get rid of the harm completely. So let's start with Adam. So you tick on 1 armor, that brings it down to 3.
Got it.
Now you're going to resist with prowess.
Okay. Prowess.
That knocks it down to 2, which is effectively 1.
It's good stuff there, dice. So
Not too stressed. That's not bad.
Take 2. Okay. I'm not stressed out yet.
Okay, that knocks it down to level 2 harm.
Okay.
Which is 1. Are you also protecting him, Strash, or do you just want to leave it at 1?
Yeah, I actually have a power that we haven't seen in ages.
Yeah, do it.
Which
Use
is
your
command.
magic.
And I think that there's just this moment where, I literally just put out my hand and, I mean, obviously I have a mask on, my mouth doesn't move, and actually normal people may not even hear it, but the command definitely goes out, which is just hold. And I'm just trying to get them to stop so that Cantor has some time to, like, riddle him with bullets. So I'm pushing my will against whoever it is.
Nice. Roll your resolve to protect your teammate.
6 minus 1 stress. I'm up to 6.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Ay.
So this is down to level 1 harm, which effectively...
0 for me, yeah.
Yeah, so the way Tenacious Trees is it's the penalty that is 1 less, right?
Exactly,
So-
yeah. I still take the harm, but...
Go ahead and write for level 1 harm. I think ultimately what ends up happening is, well, so you resist by just being a good fighter, right, Adam? You like
Yeah.
roll and punch and twist your way out of their grip.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of like intense claustrophobic like close-up shots like where you can't even see anything but this wall of people piling on me.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like
It's the
shooting people in the
skeletons and
face
Raiders
like
of the Lost
point
Ark.
blank. Yeah.
Yeah. And we always see this where the tide turns, where it looks like our heroes are just lost. Like they just completely pile on. And it's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, where he's doomed. And then suddenly we flash to.
Yeah, I think it's like you guys see the pile turn like this, and Oscar raises out his hand to compel them, and you see this blue flash into it, like, and it's like electroplasm bullet flies up into the ceiling, and one of their heads like sort of twists sideways off, and Cantor is like, like coming out the top. you know?
Yeah, totally. Covered
And-
in dust.
And Oscar's like, hold, and then they freeze for a second, so Cantor can like squeeze out of their grip.
Yeah.
And then the compel is broken, and they all turn and look at Oscar. So you're gonna take level 1 harm.
Okay.
Let's just call it like banged up, basically.
Okay.
I think since this hasn't worked,
Yeah. So well, hang on, just 1 second. The speed thing worked. So if you want, the gang has the momentum. They can rush upstairs and keep going if you want. But that'll leave you guys to deal with the hollows.
so the gang could keep going without us.
Could because you totally
Yeah,
got
yeah.
your extra effect.
Yeah. All right. No, I like it. So I'm gonna like we all
RC, go with them.
Yeah, we all
Cantor and I have
expected-
this.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I was gonna say let's all clobber these dudes, but if
No,
we
you
are in
gotta
this
stick
position-
with them, yeah.
Yeah.
The mission is do violence to the eels. We got this.
They are a lot better when you're with them, RC, to be fair.
True. Okay. Fair. Yeah, it's kind of hard because RC doesn't want to leave a fight, but you guys have the right stuff for dealing with this, and we don't. Like, it makes sense. So she just says, "Yeah, you heard him. Let's go." And she's referring to Oscar.
So this happens like very quickly. You're last in line. By the time you're going like, yeah, okay, like Cyclops is like, bah, and smashes the door at the top of the stairs into the foyer. And you hear someone go, oh shit! And there's like big crashing noise and glass breaking. When you get up there, RC, the gang like fans out across the first floor.
Yeah.
There's a non-hollow eel who's standing like their tough guy who's like half Cyclops' size in the foyer, and he's like stopped Cyclops from instantly murdering him with his cleaver, and the two of them are just fighting to the death at the front door and like kicking shit over. And what you take in is it's this dilapidated old house. The wallpaper's peeling off the walls, and there's threadbare furniture here and there, and old boxes and crates and spiderweb, cobweb stuff everywhere. But there's a distillery set up in the foyer, like copper tubing and vials and alembics and little Bunsen burners and shit, and this big metal drum. And you smell it. You worked on a fucking Leviathan Hunter ship. You know it from a mile away.
Yeah.
Leviathan Hunter, and they're doing something to it that you don't know.
It's not what we did.
It's not what you do to it. They're just fucking, who knows, fucking it up probably.
Yeah, they are.
That's boiling away. And upstairs you hear like, go, 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 go. Like not your guys, like other people yelling. And you hear like someone like throwing a window open and they're like, shit, fuck, like freaking out.
And they're bolting. Okay.
That's what it sounds like. So what I'm saying is like, what are your orders to the gang right here? Like, is it like contain? Is it fucking just kill everybody, or like what do you?
Yeah, I want to have at least one of them alive to. I feel like we've got them on the run right now, and so picking them off should be very doable. And I have faith in my boys that are in the Dimmer sisters' house to catch the ones that maybe escape, but I don't have faith in them not to kill them.
That was
Right,
the
on
plan.
account of their
Oh,
savagery.
right. That's true. They will definitely kill them. Yeah, that's right.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
I think anybody who gets out of this house is going to be killed.
Yes.
So what I want, and I don't think this door guard knows shit. So what I want is all my boys to run up and grab a few of them before they get out. I want to have one of them that we can interrogate about this.
Okay.
Because I figure anything that gets out, we'll just kill all those dudes. Will get killed by the rest.
Cyclops kind of has his dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't won that fight, but he hasn't killed him either.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can be like, "Don't kill that guy." You know, he'll be like, "Fuck." Thanks a lot. You know. Like,
Does the dude? I got the impression that the dude was like the door guard. Does the dude look like he's in the full eel attire? Or does he look like he's? I don't
No.
want
A blade.
No, he's not wearing the eel's garb.
to. So he can kill that dude. I don't care.
He's dressed like a lampblack.
He's dressed like a lamp black.
Yeah.
Oh, I do care about that bed.
Yeah.
Adam
weird.
and I just had the exact same.
Ooh.
Alright.
Ooh.
All right.
Motherfuckers.
Keep him alive.
Ooh.
So yeah. So I'm like, beat
Lamp blacks.
beat that son of a bitch with an inch of his life, but make sure there's an inch left. And I don't have any concern that Cyclops can't take this guy. So I want to lead the rest of the guys up there to grab a few of the people up top.
Okay. Yeah, the guy, he's got a bowler hat. He has a big, like, handlebar mustache and tattoos. He's got some of your tattoos. You can see I'm, like, spiraling up over his collar. And you don't know him by face, but Cyclops is wrestling with him, and you're like, keep him alive. And he looks at you, and he recognizes you, and he's like, rolling his eyes like, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do two things: downstairs, fight the Hollows; upstairs, storm through the house and either force them outside to be killed or take everybody out that's inside. Right, John?
Yes.
Okay. So, and you're participating, so it's a group skirmish for you again.
I think so.
And then downstairs, how are you guys dealing with these Hollows?
I think
they're basically
actually, Adam, do you want a setup or do you want an assist?
Mechanically,
Also,
remind me the difference.
Let me say something quick before you do that. They're going to attack you, Oscar. So if you can still set up Adam, but you won't be defending yourself. They'll just do whatever to you while you set up Adam. Otherwise, you have to protect yourself and then help him or something. Because once you did the compel, like they were like, get the whisper. So they're like,
Geek the mage, geek the troll.
Yeah. So, unlike other battles in the past, like you're not able to stand back and do stuff. They're just like coming for you right now. So you have to protect yourself. Or it could be flipped around. Like maybe Adam could defend you while you do something magical.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm doing the like fucking spin around shooting people thing, trying to protect you so you can like shut them all down.
Yeah, that's a thing you can do for sure.
Yeah, I actually have some ideas. I think Oscar is mostly like, he seems to be backpedaling and moving around the room, but he's doing something and it's not 100% clear. So mostly what I'm playing is like trying to play keep away from very angry things.
This is the thing, like as long as I look after you, you won't have any reason to take out that gun and accidentally shoot me with it, so...
That was going to be my assist, by the way. It was just like a hole through the Hollow's head and like the smoking gun. Because I don't have to roll for an assist.
Yeah, it's true.
Nice. Cantor's going to make another desperate move to interpose himself, with shooting, presumably, between you and the horde.
Yeah. So I think what I'm doing is, it seems like I'm like dropping thread through like weird little like skulls of bird bones or something and dropping them on the ground because I'm trying to like run a loop around all of them.
Yeah.
And just at some point I'm misstepping and they're reaching for me and that's when Cantor does his shit.
Yeah.
So,
Word.
Cantor, be awesome.
Let's see how this goes. On a 4 or better, he'll buy you time. On a 1 to 3, he doesn't, and you gotta fight for yourself. So,
High five.
All right. So I'm skirmishing.
I think so. I mean, tell me what you're doing. I think
it seems like that. Like I'm staying close to. I guess I'm trying to move around a lot, but mostly I'm keeping an eye on Oscar and where Oscar needs to be, and trying to drop them as they run for him. And I'm still trying to like they were on me, and I'm shouting like fucking come finish the job, right? Like trying to get as much of their attention on me as possible.
it's a fairly small basement, and so like you're able to just sort of take a few steps and push your way between them if you want to. You can kind of like get in the way physically and shoot.
Yeah, I'm into it.
All right, so desperate shooting. I am gonna ding you on effect here because you're outnumbered all of a sudden. Like there's a lot of them, so it's gonna be limited effect by default.
All right, so it's desperate position.
Yeah.
Limited effect.
Now you do have electroplasmic ammo, so the ones if whatever you do, well.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing. I'm not really trying to kill them anymore. I mean, I am as a byproduct of
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Oscar do his thing. Okay, cool. I got my extra die for desperation. Okay,